Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mags. So yet again, another video on the channel for you today, and we are talking about NUFC news. And also, you may have guessed it by the title of the video, we are also talking about an update that has come from France about Lucas Paqueta and Lyon. So we'll get into it in this video, but first off, we will talk about a tweet that was put out by Craig Hope, and of course he was talking about NUFC injuries. Now he's saying, of course, Javier Manquillo has a groin issue and is in Madrid. Should be back next week, according to Craig Hope. Jamal Lewis has calf knock and should be okay for the trip to Portugal. Federico Fernandez is working back slowly after a calf problem. And Kel Watts has a knee injury but should be minor, thought to be minor. Also, we're seeing Eddie Howe come out and say that Jamal Lascelles will remain as the NUFC captain for the new Premier League season. But will he get game time? That is the question that we need to all be asking. Will Jamal Lascelles be getting the game time? I mean, we've just brought in Sven Botman, who has absolutely showed some amazing performances in the two games that he's played out in Austria. Obviously, that Austrian tour is over now, as I have said in the previous video that was up later, earlier on, today. And Eddie Howe has now come out and confirmed that Jamal Lascelles will be the club captain for the new Premier League season. What I'm asking is, and what most Newcastle fans will probably be asking, I'm sure, is will Jamal Lascelles be getting that game time? If not, that means, we could possibly get what we've all wanted to see, Kieran Trippier as the Newcastle United captain. Now, he was the captain in the game against Airmans 05. We did see him with a captain's armband when Jamal Lascelles wasn't on the field. So, maybe is Kieran Trippier going to be the vice captain for the brand new Premier League season? That is what it looks like from my perspective. But moving on away from that, we will talk about the women's side of the game, and then we'll go back to talking about the men's side of the game. But just to get it out there quickly, there is open trials being hosted by the women's team for their first Girls Emerging Talent Centre. There will, of course, be pictures up on screen for all that I am talking about in this video. The trials next month open to under 9s, under 10s, under 11s, and under 12s. Train weekly with the NUFC Foundation, Newcastle United Foundation, and represent Newcastle United women in the school holidays. Of course, they do have a email there to Lisa Bell at NUFC if you do want to register for that. And of course, they have put out an update today saying that, of course, the trials for the Girls Emerging Talent Centre are now full for the under 11s, with extremely limited places available for the under 9s, under 10s, and under 12s as well. So it's great to see, that the women's side of Newcastle United is finally getting some exposure. I know we haven't seen much exposure, on the women's side of the game at Newcastle under the previous regime, but that is something, that Amanda Staveley has strived for since coming in, is the owner of Newcastle United alongside RB Sports Media and PIF, and of course her husband Gadassi. She's strived for the women's side of the game to be able to get exposure, and it looks like it is finally getting it, which is fantastic for the lasses because they are a really good side. They were well and truly, underappreciated under the previous regime, and they are now getting the exposure that they fully deserve. Any little girls out there that want to, go and play for Newcastle United, this is your chance. Open trials, like it says, there's an updated tweet being put out today, and there's limited places left. That shows, how many, girls want to get into playing football, and it's fantastic to see that, because it's not just a man's sport anymore. It's also a sport, for women as well, or anybody that wants to get involved in playing it. It's a fantastic way to keep fit, and it's a fantastic way, to socialize as well for young kids, to get them off the streets and get them out of, the house as well, which is absolutely amazing. And there's quite a few different people that I'm sure will be taking that up, and taking up that opportunity to, be able to get their little girl into Newcastle United and playing for the club. I'm sure, there will probably come along as well where there will be an open trial maybe for, younger kids to get into the unders as well, which would be fantastic to see, because there is a lot of untapped potential in this northeast region, and we do not want it going away, like we've seen with the likes of Michael Carrick going off and playing elsewhere, and other players as well who ended up having to move away to get a career and then, got lucky in moving back to Newcastle United. I mean, Alan Shearer, for one, could have so easily ended up playing for Manchester United, if it hadn't been for the inspirational words given over by Kevin Keegan to get him a sign for Newcastle, which was absolutely sensational, and why, we'll always respect Kevin Keegan till this day for not only that, but for the just pure down to earthness of the guy as well. But going back to talking about the men's side of the game, and of course we will be talking about comments made by Matty Target, saying up and around the European places, that will be a bonus. Matty Target, of course, says progression from last season is the aim for Newcastle this year, so that's fantastic to see, that they're all pulling in the right direction. And of course, talking about the update for Lucas Paqueta as well. Before we get into that, we will talk about another update on another transfer, and this is Newcastle United preparing a €10 million offer for social winger Alan Virginus, I believe it's pronounced, a 19-year-old kid, but faced competition from Borussia Dortmund, according to Le 10 Sport, and that, of course, is another player that could possibly be making his way to Newcastle United if we can, of course, beat away that competition from Borussia Dortmund for the signature. Now, I don't personally know this lad, to be honest, so anybody who does know, about this lad, do let us know what your thoughts are on him down in the comments below. I haven't quite seen him. I do watch a bit of Ligue 1 and other foreign leagues as well, to be able to enjoy some football when there isn't any Premier League football on, but I haven't really seen much of this lad, so I couldn't quite, give you my verdict on whether he's a good player or not. If anybody else has seen him play, do let us know down in the comments below if he is a good player or not. But €10 million for a 19-year-old kid, that's not a bad deal, to be honest, if he does turn out to be a pretty good player. Talking about current players, before we get into that, talk about Lucas Paqueta and a couple of other transfers as well. Jonjo Shelvey will earn a 12-month contract extension, taking him to 2024 if he plays another 3 matches for Newcastle, according to Craig Hope, which I'm sure he will get that because we've got the whole season ahead of us yet. And I'm sure Jonjo Shelvey will be playing in the season forward, obviously, unless, of course, Eddie Howe deems it time for to move Jonjo Shelvey on, which I cannot see him doing, to be honest, because Jonjo Shelvey has been fantastic, in his performances of late since Eddie Howe's came in. So I can see, Jonjo Shelvey staying for quite a bit of time yet, until, of course, we can find somebody, that can do what Jonjo Shelvey does in the team, even on the same level or better than what Jonjo Shelvey can do, but until then, Jonjo Shelvey is remaining a Newcastle United player in my eyes, and that's fantastic. If he can get another 12-month contract extension, just to offer another 3 games, that's going to be absolutely amazing, and well played to him as well on the performances that he's put in of late since Eddie Howe came into the club. Talking about the transfers for the news going around about the transfers, Zapata has been on the club's list since January by Atlanta. but have not received an official offer. There was also previously interest in Ekitike, which we now know is dead in the water as he has went on loan to PSG. Broja looks like he's going to be joining West Ham, so that one looks like it's off the table according to Fabrizio Romano. So I'd expect to see signing up front will be high on Newcastle's agenda, but we'll see. That's what Fabrizio Romano has said. Also, Fabrizio Romano talking about updates on Moussa Diaby as well. What can I say? It's that one of the popular names into the board is Moussa Diaby, but not on the terms of Bayer Leverkusen. For this reason, the negotiations have been stalled for weeks, according to Fabrizio Romano. And of course, Romano saying that, NUFC fans will no doubt be desperate to hear some transfer updates, but the club prefer to keep their top targets secret all the way, which is absolutely amazing. It's not the greatest for us content creators, but it is amazing to see, that the owners are keeping tight-lipped on very high level targets, and we're not seeing as much, from the local media sources or other media sources, where the clickbaity titles saying that this player's coming and that player's coming. We're seeing very little of that, which is great to see because, it can be very misleading for the fan base, can be very misleading for us content creators as well. When we're seeing a story saying this player's coming and it turns out, that they're not actually coming at all. It's just a clickbaity article. But we do see quite a bit of that, a little bit of it anyway, still from the likes of, reporters like Luke Edwards, who still seem to find it quite hilarious to put out a clickbaity title and, lead on the fan base, which is not great. I've got to say, you've got to stay united and keep the fan base positive, and putting out clickbaity titles just to sell papers isn't exactly the best way to promote your paper. In my eyes, you should definitely be looking to put out credible journalism instead of clickbaity journalism. It's definitely something that we don't need to be seeing, because it is very misleading, like I say, for the fan base and of course for us content creators as well. Because then we're putting out articles that aren't quite, what they seem. But now for the big update, the Lucas Paqueta update. Now it comes with reports from Mediafoot that, of course, Lyon have supposedly lowered the asking price for Lucas Paqueta. Now it's reported that the fee of €40 million, £34 million could be enough to see Paqueta make a move away from Lyon this summer window. And of course, Newcastle are, looking at this and they are being quite skeptical towards it because, they don't quite know if this is going to be right or not. We don't quite know if it's going to be the true or if it's, just another fabricated lie made up by the media. But we're looking at it. Hopefully it is true. Hopefully this is going to be a chance for Newcastle to jump in there and get Lucas Paqueta for £34 million. That is an absolute bargain deal for a player, that is a really good player. He knows how to play, of course, alongside his teammate Bruno as well when they were both at Lyon. So having him come into the side, that could be the game changer for us Newcastle United fans. That could be the game changer for Eddie Howe going into this season, because then we could play, a pyramid style, triangular style in the midfield with Lucas Paqueta just playing behind Callum Wilson in that attacking role. That, would allow for Paqueta to link up with Bruno and Big Joe in the middle of the pitch, and that could be, an absolute game changer for us going forward. Of course, then when Chris Wood plays, it would also allow for Chris Wood to be able to play, off of Lucas Paqueta, or Lucas Paqueta play off of Chris Wood. So it's a really, tantalizing, interesting situation that's unfolded here, if it is true that Lyon have lowered that asking price. But of course, there is competition as well from Arsenal for the signature of Lucas Paqueta, as well, as they are sniffing around Paqueta. And we have beaten Arsenal before to a signing, and of course we've beat them to the signing of Bruno just in January there. So who knows, maybe we can beat them to the signing of Lucas Paqueta if they do, continue on their interest of the Brazilian. And of course, like I say, it will be an absolute fantastic signing to bring in. But let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel as well. And of course, like I said in the previous video, I am looking to do a giveaway on the channel. Of course, there will be a fee to enter the giveaway, which I haven't quite worked out the fee yet, but I will be working out a fee to enter the giveaway for, of course, to win some prizes, of course, and then whoever wins, of course, will get the prize. And hopefully it will be an interesting feature to add to the channel moving forward. But also, I would like to say a big massive thank you to all the support that has been shown to the channel over these years, and long may it continue, because we've had some fantastic growth with the channel as well over the last few months since this takeover has went through. We've had some massive growth on the channel, and hopefully long may it continue. Hopefully, we can grow this channel up to be a powerhouse of a channel, which would be absolutely fantastic. And obviously I always appreciate every person that shows support to the channel. I do try and comment to quite a few of the comments on the channel. I try to get around all of the comments on the channel, but obviously as the channel grows, it will maybe be a little bit harder to do that, which is expected, of course. But I will continue on to try and reply to each and every person that does comment on the channel. And of course, like I always say, it is quite hard to try and reply to each and every one, because there is them trolls out there that of course I do have to try and wean around, who comment on the channel, and can be quite negative towards me, or towards Newcastle United. And I fully get it, you're entitled to your opinion at the end of the day, but please do keep it clean. Please do keep it, respectful down in the comments section, and also on the live chats as well when I do live streams. Do keep it respectful, because at the end of the day, there's everybody welcome to watching this channel, and I don't want to think that some poor kids are coming on to watch my channel, and they're seeing some absolute horrible comments being put down in the comments section, which isn't great at all. It does not spread a great image of my channel, and I do not want that kind of behavior going on in my comments section or in the live chat, neither when I'm doing a live stream. So please do keep it respectful. I fully understand, you're entitled to your opinions, but do keep it respectful for the fellow viewers of the channel as well. Until next time, I'll see you all later. Keep safe out there. Drink plenty of water with this massive heat that's going on at the minute. It's an absolute scorcher here in the UK, but do make sure to drink plenty of fluids, and of course keep safe. Until next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?